What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I figured I would cover the question of the century for all online business owners. Should you have a niche? I think this is such a hot topic. So many people talked about this back in 2020 and 2021, but I think I might have a little bit of a different perspective for you guys. So I want to share with y'all today my opinion and just my viewpoint from having scaled 2 coaching companies online as to whether you need a niche or not, how having one could benefit you, and how you might want to take a little bit of a different approach than you might have been taught before. So let's dive into today's video. Should you have a niche? Should you not have a niche? This is like the question of the century. Since I started back in the space back in 2018 or like late 2017, not a lot of people back then were speaking about niche, but then come 2020, 2021, oh my gosh, it was like the hot topic. People were selling courses on it. There was things everywhere all over the internet about how if you wanted to be successful, you have to niche down. And while I do think that has a lot of truth and validity to it, I want to also share with you guys, I think with the missing piece that a lot of people who are teaching about niche aren't really talking about. So first things first, let's just get clear on what a niche is. A niche essentially is just a target segment of the market. So think like a category of people. Now, when it comes to niche, I feel like a lot of people are terrified to niche down because they think that if they get more specific with their content, that it's going to weed out people. It's going to weed out a big part of an audience, and then there's going to be less people there for you to be able to sign. And the thing is when it comes to your niche, when it comes to specificity in your content, when you create a niche and you create content for that niche specifically, what's really cool is on the different social media apps like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, which all have different algorithms, your content will essentially get shown to that specific target niche. And so what's nice about that is you're only getting shown to the people that you really want to be serving anyway. Now, that does weed people out. And I actually think that this is really beneficial for creators and for service providers, because if you're weeding people out, it means that you're attracting the right kind of people, but you're also repelling the people that you don't want to work with. And you don't really need your content to be exposed to people that you don't really plan to work with, right? So at the end of the day, I do think that having a niche can be really beneficial. Now, what I think a lot of people miss is that when they think about niche, they're actually missing this really important piece. A lot of people, when they think about niche, they're just thinking about the category. So let's say it's like fitness coaching, right? And then they're also thinking about different psychographics and demographics. So they're just listing off this person based off of like where they live or their age or their gender. But that's not the only thing that's going to make you attract the type of person that you want to be working with. Now, this is why I focus so much on brand building and understanding who your specific ideal client is, how they show up, and more importantly, how they think. Because if you want to move somebody and have somebody be self-led to choose to work with you, you have to understand them not just based off of the category that they like fitness. You have to understand what's the thing that's actually going to make them move towards making a decision. So let's dive into this. Let's talk a little bit about how we could create a more specific target avatar within your niche that's going to support you with creating more potent content that not only attracts the right type of person, but also repels the people that you don't want to be working with. So first things first, let's look at niche in full, right? We have, let's say fitness coaching is the top part of the niche. Now, fitness coaching is a really broad niche, right? You have weight loss clients, you have maybe people who have PCOS, you have people who need lab work, you have people who are underfed. There's so many different types of people that you could work with. And if you are just targeting people for fitness in general, you're probably not going to get specific enough to actually resonate with anybody in your audience or have any of your content activate them to take action. So we have the fitness niche. Now, what we're going to do is look at the niche inside of that niche. So let's say that you're a fitness coach, and let's say that you are a fitness coach who works with women's weight loss, right? So that's a niche within the niche. Now let's get even more specific. You are a fitness coach who works with women's weight loss, and you work with moms, okay? So that's like the third part of it. Now we're getting even more specific. So you're a fitness coach for women's weight loss for moms who are just getting started in their fitness journey. So they're beginners. So now we've created this niche that is way more niche down. It's way more specific. So if some dude came along who had a dad bod and was looking to get a 6-pack, well, you're going to know that you're not going to curate a program and content towards that kind of person, right? So you can start to repel the people that you don't want to work with. This is going to help you expose your content to the right kind of person that you want to be working with. So now what's really cool is because you know this specific niche where you're working with moms who want to lose weight that are just getting started in their journey, you can start to curate and create content based off of this. Now, here's a really important piece. You have this niche, but what's really important is that if you want to call in the right type of person, not just a mom who's looking to lose weight and she's just getting started, but she's going to be a contributor to your community. She's going to be somebody who is the personality type that you would work with. She's the kind of person that you know how she thinks, you know what's going on inside of her head and how she makes decisions. what we want to do is we want to create a persona or an avatar for this specific person. What this is going to allow for you to do is be able to create more content in the direction that she's going to really resonate with. So we're going to really quickly just give you guys an example, and I actually wrote this one down for y'all, so I'm going to read it off. So you're working with a new mom who's in her late 20s that's looking to lose body fat and gain muscle mass. She's brand new to the world of fitness, and she's tried some diets before, but never really taken them seriously. She's a hardworking mom, and she tends to be really vulnerable to stress, and she gets overwhelmed really easily. So every time she goes to the gym to get kickstarted, she tends to get really intimidated, leaves, and just goes home. She loves time with her family, and she loves cooking. She loves her nightly glass of wine, and she wouldn't give it up if her life depends on it. Family time is super important to her, and she doesn't ever want to have to give it up. So you can see how here I'm now listing off more of the things that she likes, more of the type of things that she wants to do on a day-to-day basis, and the things that she values and the things that are really important to her. And so now, because you really understand the type of person she is, you understand what motivates her, you understand more of her psychographics and who she is as an individual, you can start to create content in this direction. This is where you can start to brand more of your content so that she's not only resonating with the pain points, but she loves the vibe that you're giving off. She knows that you're the best possible person to work with because you just really get her. And so something else you can do is, if you create this avatar story or if you create this persona, you can easily give this person a name. Like, let's say her name is Nicole. Now, every time that you go and you make content, you can ask yourself, like, would Nicole resonate with this? Is this something that Nicole actually wants to hear? Is it something that she's struggling with today? Is this the kind of vibe that she would really resonate with? And so this makes your content production process so much easier. And it also allows for you to pour in some of your own story and resonate with her so that you're immediately connected to your target audience and to this persona so that they choose you over any other coach. So the really cool part about knowing this persona or this target avatar is that you're now able to get her in an emotional state to buy. And the most important thing when it comes to selling and when it comes to your content production to be able to sell someone is getting them into an emotional state to buy, getting them to evoke emotion that is allowing them to then make decisions to invest in you or to work with you. And so I want to just list off a few things that are really important. If you're looking to create your target avatar specifically for your niche and within your niche, here are just a few things that you should take into consideration. I listed these off, so I'm going to read them off to you guys. Age is the first one. Age is really easy because, let's be real, if you're looking to create community, working with a bunch of women in their 50s and then also working with a bunch of women who are in their late teens, early 20s, sometimes it's not a perfect fit for the community. So it's really easy and really helpful, especially as an online health and fitness coach, to target a specific age group, because ideally their bodies are going to respond to different things at different parts of their life, etc. Okay, gender, where they live, their career. I know this is a big one. When people think about niche, they always think about what's their occupation, what's their career. So that's a really big one for a lot of people. Their cultural or religious backgrounds, their personality and the type of things that they like to do. So their hobbies, their financial or social status, their family life. Like, do they have kids? Are they a single woman? Are they a single dude? What's that look like? Their relationship status. Are they married? Are they single? What are they doing with their relationships? How they make decisions, okay? How they make decisions. This is such a massive one. This is going to be the one that I think is more important than anything else. Knowing specifically how your target avatar makes decisions is going to make it easy for you to speak to them and create content in a way that moves them into making a decision. And then last but not least, what just like pisses them off? What's the thing that just like makes them so freaking mad that they just can't stand it, okay? When you know these type of things about your specific ideal client and a specific avatar within your niche, this is going to make content production so easy for you. So what's cool is when you're going to create content, you can keep all of these things in mind. So you're making all of your content with this person top of mind. So it's really easy for you, and everything that you're creating is going to really hit home for them. So just a few things to also keep in mind after you create your target avatar is that not everyone is going to be perfect for the target avatar that you've created, right? Like for myself personally, in my own online health and fitness coaching company, we worked with a lot of women who are aged 20 to 30. They were underfed. They were coming from a background of an eating disorder or having a really restrictive diet with their food. They were usually someone who was really high vibe. They loved going to different concerts. They loved EDM. There was all these different things about my ideal client, but I also had tons of ideal clients who didn't listen to EDM. I had a lot of girls who came in that didn't necessarily come from a past with an eating disorder, but they maybe had some disordered habits, or they had a time in their life where they were a little more restrictive. And so you don't have to put them perfectly in this box and say, no, nobody can join my program if you aren't perfectly in this box. You're more than likely going to get some people who just have a little bit of a different background, right? Like if you don't really coach moms, but sometimes you get moms in your program and they're still a good fit for you to help them, there's no need to turn them down. So it's not that every single person that you sign up is going to be perfectly in this avatar box and perfectly within this niche. So keep that in mind. So now what I want to do is just give you a few different action steps to support you through this. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to take some time. I want you to go look at your audience and ask yourself, who is currently sitting on your page? Who are the people that are liking your photos? Who are the people that are commenting on your reels? What does that kind of person look like? Even just going through your following and seeing who is currently on my page, and do they fit the current demographic that you want to be working with in a specific niche that you want to be working with? If not, what's really cool is you can then start to shift and look at who do you want to work with and how can you start creating the direction that's going to attract more of these type of people. Now, my guess is that if you're showing up authentically and you're being yourself, then you're probably attracting people that you're really meant to be working with, and you need to double down on what you're already currently doing and start to attract more of those kind of people. If you feel like you're working with people or you have people on your page that you don't really want to be working with, this is a different story. You might want to start looking more in the direction of who you want to be working with. Now, the second thing that I want you to do is I want you to start doing some market research. What do your people want to see? It's really important that you get feedback from the people on your Instagram polls, on your YouTube comments, whatever it might be, whatever platform you're using. If you are getting feedback from the people in your audience, they're probably telling you what they want to see. Similar to how a lot of you guys requested this video specifically, this is what made me want to create this video. I'm not really big on niche. I don't really talk about niche that much. I like talking about content. I like talking about branding. I like talking about coaching itself. But this was a highly requested video, which is exactly what made me make it. So go poll your audience, go and do some market research and see what kind of things they want to see. And the third thing that I want you to do is write out a target avatar story. So a character story for your target avatar. This is what this looks like. I want you to wake up in the morning and I want you to sit down with a pen and a paper and I want you to write down from the minute that your target avatar wakes up to the minute that they go to bed, what does their day look like? Maybe they wake up in the morning, they go to the mirror, they look at themselves, they're like, holy shit, what happened to me? What is my body doing? They go grab a granola bar, they run out the door, they have a cup of coffee, right? We're finding all these little things that they do in their day that make them who they are, right? They're driving their car, they have Cardi B on the radio, like whatever it is, you're now getting to kind of define their personality and who they are just based off of the way that they go about their day. And this helps you really understand the type of person they are, their personality, and how you can create more content in the direction of who they are and the type of things that they like outside of just getting your services. So I hope that you guys found this video super helpful. I wanted to make sure I gave you guys some action items. I'm not really huge on usually talking about niche, but I hope that you guys had a few takeaways that you can go and implement. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I have a video coming out every other week. So if you guys want to learn more from me and just continue to get nourished, get all the value, just hit that little subscribe button. And if you guys have any requests, I'm always down to take a request for YouTube videos. So if you're a coach, if you're a service provider online, just leave a comment down below or just message me over on my Instagram and I will get back to you guys. As always, love you guys and I'll catch you in the next video.